A few miles from the airport, my cell phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize from Washington, D.C. I picked up, and the caller asked to speak to Brian Robertson. "I'm sorry, this is his wife, Eileen. I'm on the way to pick him up at the airport. Can I help you?" The caller was from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. Brian hadn't confirmed his landing. When I got to the airport, would I please ask him to call in as soon as possible? "Absolutely," I said, and then I apologized that he had forgotten. The NTSB call made me nervous, but Brian had forgotten to call them before, so I told myself not to overreact. A couple of minutes later, I pulled into the parking lot and immediately noticed that Brian's plane was not parked where it should have been. I jumped out of the car and I rushed inside, leaving the car unlocked and my purse on the floor. I entered the small airport and asked about November 48 Bravo Sierra, confirming I was the pilot's wife. Someone said simply, "We believe that plane has gone down, ma'am." The first few moments are a blur, but the next thing I remember, I was outside in the cold, gripping a fence in the pitch-black country night. Think, Eileen, think. What could I do? What should I do? I felt like I might faint. I tried to catch my breath. I thought Brian's plane was 2 nautical miles away, a distance I could cover in a sprint. But then my eyes seemed to stop blinking and my muscles tightened. I fell into a squat and I willed myself to breathe. I held on to that airport fence as if my life depended on it, and wanting to expel everything in my body. "Keep your shit together, Eileen," I said. "You don't know. You don't know anything yet." A bright light was coming my way from the sky. It was the rescue helicopter that had been dispatched to search for and hopefully save him. A rescue crew disembarked. If I said anything to them, I don't remember what it was. While I was desperately trying not to assume the worst, because I knew people do survive airplane crashes, one of the women from the helicopter crew put her arm around my shoulder and guided me inside. I had never spent more than a few minutes inside that airport, but on December 22nd, 2011, I would spend almost 2 hours waiting for some kind of certainty. Sitting with this information, the plane was down, and it was not possible to get to it, not immediately. What could I do? Absolutely nothing. I could do nothing but sit and wait. Time turned grotesquely in on itself, like a slug someone has poured salt on. I looked around the airport and the helicopter crew. They looked at me. I began to ask questions like, "Do you think he's alive? How damaged did the plane look? Did you see him at all? Do people survive crashes like that?" There are a million classic movie scenes set at airports where 2 people realize they cannot live without one another, or they kiss that one last time and go their separate ways, or they, what? What the hell was happening? The airport crew was leaving. Hey, holidays or not, people, nobody leave. I need answers, please. A plane went down, they were thinking. Let's get the hell out of here. Of course, I imagine my initial questions were off target. One of the first responders, the woman who had led me alone and unglued back inside the York County Airport, never left my side. Talk about holding space and listening. This search and rescue crew member, probably wanting to get home to her family too, to bake more Christmas cookies and wrap more presents, was my first angel. She did not have all the answers. I will never get all the answers. Nobody does.